said theft.
It's like I said theft. That's the word you guys say. You don't like theft, right? Theft is a bad thing.
Why isn't Joe Biden here speaking to you tonight?
Maybe he was smarter than you. Oh, now he's talking crap. He's had enough of your So this was Dave Smith saying something briefly before Trump walked on the stage. So this is the first bit of hilarity.
So, okay, listen. There's broadly speaking, I think, two groups of people here. Okay? No, I'm serious. There are members of the Libertarian Party, and there are people who came here to support Donald Trump. Listen, I have a message for both of you individually. I hear you. To the members of the Libertarian Party, which I am also one. Guys, listen.
Okay, to set the stage for people that aren't aware, the room is half full of Trump supporters that showed up to support Trump at his talk, and the other half are the Libertarian delegates. Delegates are just like the official people elected in their local areas to go and then vote on Libertarian Pahtay business at the convention. So it's what?
Nothing. I just every time Pahtay, it just cracks me up.
If you don't say it like that, then you have the wrong idea about the Pahtay. Okay, like
exactly.
So half of the room is kind of anti-Trump, and the other half is extremely vociferously pro-Trump. And anyway.
Listen, here's my message to the libertarians here. The former president of the United States of America and the current frontrunner to be the next president is here to talk to you. We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful. I'm not telling you have to agree with him, and I'm not telling you have to cheer for him. But we're not having like Jordan Peterson at Berkeley event here. And the message we're sending to the world is not that we can't handle ideas that we disagree with.
I wonder what he was worried about here. Like, was he worried about disruption? No. I don't think so. Like, all that happened, and we'll get to it, was a lot of booing. But I think maybe he was worried more specifically about actual, like, disruptive acts. Which I think that's what he was going for here. And if that's the case, then sure. Like, you shouldn't disrupt Trump's speech. I have no problem with the booing, though. I think, like, if you go back and watch my video where I covered this drama, it was like 2 weeks ago. I said the people that were upset that the Pahtay invited Trump to come speak at this event, they were like, why are they inviting non-libertarians to speak? Well, it's going to get them a lot of attention. It's going to give them the opportunity to boo his shitty statist ideas on the stage in front of everyone. Guess what happened? Just wait and see. It's really fun. But anyway, I'm giving Dave the benefit of the doubt here because I think he's talking about actual disruption and not like booing. But if you disagree, yeah, that's fine. Let me know.
We are libertarians. We are constantly surrounded by ideas that we disagree with. We're in Washington, D.C., for God's sake. And here's my message to the Donald...
Why would a Libertarian Pahtay hold an event in D.C., the cancerous, tumored asshole of the world? Like, anywhere else? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Trump supporters who are here, you came to the Libertarian Party National Convention, and we're libertarians around these parts. So let me tell you a little bit about what we believe in case you're not sure. Here's what we believe. Donald Trump, as President of the United States of America, was framed for treason by his own deep state. Yep. And those people belong in jail.
If you want to be nice to him.
Got serious Dave face on.
Dave's doing a really good job appeasing both sides of the crowd and connecting the two. Like, props to him for this.
It is an absolute crime against our nation that the intelligence agencies that supposedly work for the president would dare frame a presidential candidate. But they crossed a whole nother line when they framed the sitting commander-in-chief. And not one of them has paid for that. And that is unacceptable. Around
now, how about guns?
These parts, we are truly America first. We believe in no foreign adventurism. We are strict non-interventionists.
Actually, like America last, I think.
The proxy wars of choice following 20 years of disastrous terror wars in Ukraine and in Israel are absolutely inexcusable, and America should have no part of either of them. We are $34 trillion in debt.
They lowered it during the convention?
Is it? Yeah, what is it?
It was 35. At least that's what Clint told me.
Okay, that was the end of it. Here's a fun tidbit from Jeremy Kaufman, a former interviewee, multiple time interview of the shows.
You're a Biden supporter? So if you don't vote for Trump, you're voting for Biden. No, I want New Hampshire just to see for the...
That's Jeremy, and he's
I
like
want New Hampshire.
He is a master level troll, and he's holding a sign that says MAGA equals socialism, and he's going at the Trump supporters. So good.
You're a Biden supporter? So if you don't vote for Trump, you're voting for Biden. No, I want New Hampshire just to see for the United States. New Hampshire needs to see for the United States. These guys are Biden supporters. Democrats. Democrats. Libertarian. Democrats. We support libertarian candidates. That's why we're here.
I like how he's like, "Oh, you're a vote for Biden," and he's like, "No, I want to secede from the union." Like, it's so next level.
Okay, so I'm not entirely sure, but I think this guy was disrupting Trump's speech, and I don't know because there's no context in the video before, and I don't know why they don't include context in these videos. Timcast, but I don't know the context of this. But this is a delegate, so this is a guy that has a political. Whoa! I did not need to see that. Why is he? He's in a dress. Oh dear.
That's a look.
Oh dear.
I think the kids call them fits. It's a fit. Oh, the weave, not the weave.
Libertarian National Convention.
I think one of the Trump supporters just assaulted that dude.
Yes.
If delays prevent their treatment in VA hospitals, in other words, if they're delayed, they can go out and get a private doctor. We pay the bill. They go out and they get a private doctor. They get better. People were waiting online for
Yeah, well,
Their name was Starchild, correct? I heard that.
I think that was the same guy that we led the show with. The guy that was asking that question.
Yep, that track.
And without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
There's the MAGA socialist.
Jeremy. That's crazy, man. Move to New Hampshire. It's definitely Jeremy. What is this music?
Oh, this is the Sweet Land of Liberty song.
Do you see a little bit of a worry in his eye as he starts to realize the crowd that he's about to talk to?
How much have you watched of this, by the way?
Maybe the first 10 minutes.
Okay, well, yeah. By then it should be pretty nice. I'm going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. We'll definitely.
Yeah.
I saw the MAGA socialist sign and was like, oh god.
It's gonna be spicy, I hope.
Jeremy Shakespeare and Trump. Don't worry. We'll all get to hear this one 1,000 more times here in the great state of Texas on Monday.
Yeah. Probably gonna get my stream taken down. Copyright.
Maybe.
Oh my god, do we have to listen to the whole thing? Let's go.
The whole song.
Thank you.
Look at all the free Ross signs, though.
Oh yeah.
They're everywhere.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, and thank you, Angela, for that introduction. And I am truly honored to be invited here tonight as the first president in American history to address the Libertarian National Convention. Great honor. A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this Libertarian Convention, and you know, it's an interesting question, isn't it? But
I'm already hearing boos. This is he said hi and he's getting booed. It's great.
Yep. Immediately.
But we're going to have a lot of fun. Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things. So if I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now.
Yeah, okay, man.
And unlike Joe Biden.
All right, we got to get the score up. This is going to be crazy. Let's see.
Okay, so wait, are we carrying over his score from when he was president, or are we starting over?
No. We're giving him a -5 like all the politicians start with on this show, and we'll start the audience at 0.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Biden, I don't throw people in jail for disagreeing with me. I don't do that. I want to thank some people that have been really outstanding, and they are great libertarians and great people. Ambassador Rick Grinnell, Senator Mike Lee, Kash Patel, and Senate candidate who's going to win from Virginia, Hung Cao. I also want to pay our deepest respects to the 2 young missionaries from Missouri, Davy and Natalie Lloyd, that were viciously killed. Yes.
What?
Oh no, I was laughing because I didn't hear hung cow in the last one, and I'm a child at heart. And yeah.
Okay, I'm not finding the
video.
video.
In Haiti, it was a horrible thing.
I'll keep looking.
And I just want to pay our respects to their families, their great families. Incredible people, and it's a very, very sad moment. What happened was so horrible. So, to Davy and Natalie, please, thank you very much. I'd also like to express my gratitude to all the fierce champions of freedom in this room. You are champions of freedom. You are indeed. And I'm here to talk to you about the rise of left-wing fascism in the country and to need to defeat the corrupt and incompetent.
Collectivist score? Should we do a collectivist score on this one? Sure, why not? Let's do it. I mean, no, wait. I don't have time to sit here and add a number every second. Like, just in the last 5 seconds, he did it like 5 times. Hold on.
Competent fascism in the country and to need to defeat the corrupt and incompetent tyrant in the White House, crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States.
He's giving a normal speech so far to a libertarian audience. Like, none of this is landing. Like, Wow.
He is the worst president by far in the history of the United States. In fact, I would say that Jimmy Carter is very happy tonight because he goes down as being a brilliant president by comparison. Everyone here tonight believes that we must fight for the same fundamental freedoms: freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom of the right to own a firearm, and freedom over taxation.
Freedom over taxation.
What did he say?
Over taxation.
Freedom over
The
taxation.
right to own a firearm and freedom over taxation.
What does that even mean?
Oh, that was interesting. Then you're going to like me. Firearm, you're going to like me.
Firearm,
Nobody better
you're
than
gonna like
me.
me.
We just got the full NRA.
This is not going well for him. I've never seen him not have control of a crowd to this degree. Like he's usually pretty
He doesn't understand these people.
yo, you're gonna like me.
The strongest
Firearm, you're gonna
nobody
like
better
me.
than me. Then you're going to like me. Firearm, you're going to like me.
Firearm, you're gonna like me. This isn't even complete sentences. Firearm, you're gonna like me.
Nobody better than me. And we just got
There's
the
nobody better than me at firearm.
full NRA, the strongest endorsement they've ever given the NRA.
He said
Yep.
NRA.
He
said
doesn't
NRA.
know his audience. He
Oh
doesn't.
my god. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen to the points. First of all, it's going to be really hard to keep up with this.
I'm doing a click tracker for the Wheeze. So.
Okay. So he just got -1 for NRA. Now, if the audience doesn't boo for the NRA, then they will get a -1. Here we go.
NRA, so that's good.
Okay, good.
Freedom from overregulation. So that's the full NRA, the strongest endorsement they've ever given the NRA. So that's good. Freedom.
Did you see his face?
Yes, he doesn't know what to do.
He's like, why are they booing me? The NRA is good.
I just
they
said
like
the
guns.
NRA thing. What is wrong?
Freedom from overregulation.
Okay, look, when I said that it was a good thing that the Pahtay invited Trump, this is why we just saw it. This is it. He says normie status BS and he gets booed. When have you ever seen this before? This is amazing. No politician will ever come speak to the party again.
First and last time a president of any sort comes to the Libertarian Party.
So good.
Freedom from
So good.
freedom from overregulation. Freedom from government discrimination. And we believe that we do not have a free country if we do not have free speech, and very strongly believe that. We stand opposed to government tyranny in all of its many forms. We are opposed to a government that spies on political campaigns. I wonder who that might be. Like they did on me, spies on the American people, censors us, and crushes the rights of its own citizens, which the Biden administration does. We want government out of our business, out of our wallets, and out of our lives. That's what we want. We believe that Marxism is an evil doctrine straight from the ashes of hell. Having Marxism in our government is intolerable, and teaching it to our children is considered to us child abuse.
The words are good.
We believe that the job of the United States military is not to wage endless regime change wars around the globe, senseless wars.
Okay, I think I found it.
Oh, is this the kicking people out one?
So this was before Trump got on stage.
Some of your seating with them, it would some of you could share some of your seating with them, it would be great. And then I don't have to come down there like in a dress and, you know, flats, thankfully not heels.
Okay, so what's happening is the first 4 rows of seats plus the tables right in front of the stage were reserved for the delegates. And the Trump supporters weren't supposed to be allowed into the room for an additional 30 minutes to give the delegates time to occupy those seats. But the Trump supporters, you know, just kind of wandered in where they weren't supposed to be. It's like what they do, right? and occupied those seats, and so the chair is kicking them out.
And like get in a chair fight. I am the chair of the party, but that is like so ugly. I don't want to like fight with people or beg and plead. Like, let's just make room for the delegates, because those are the people you're trying to persuade right now, right? Like, you're already sold. Our delegates are not sold, and President Trump is here to try to sell them and talk to their concerns. We want to make sure they're heard. So let's take like 5 or 10 minutes to try to sort it out, so I don't have to have security get involved.
Yeah. So I don't have to get security involved.
First 4 rows plus tables. First 4 rows plus tables. Tables had reserve signs on them too.
Anyway,
that's
so
a
they
lot
get
of people not moving.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so, like, we're getting tweets all over Twitter. Libertarian scum just kicked MAGA out of the front row at the convention so they can boo Trump.
Good. I'm glad
the job of the United States military is to defend America from attack and invasion here at home. We believe that property rights are fundamental to a free society, and that Joe Biden's rampant inflation
he said.
Those were words.
Is a monstrous theft from the American people. It's a theft. We believe that.
It's like, why are you booing? I said theft.
No one is booing you for that, Trump. They're booing you.
Inflation is a monstrous theft from the American people. It's a theft.
It's like I said theft.
That's the word, you guys. You don't like theft, right? That's just a bad thing.
Did you not hear me? Oh, this is so good. It's so good.
We believe
it's like, what is happening right now?
It's a theft. We believe that the greatest threat to our country is not from enemies abroad. It's the tyrants, communists, fascists, and thugs attacking our rights and liberties from within. And above all else, we live by the words of the great American patriot, Patrick Henry: give me liberty or give me death. Our rights and freedoms have never been more in danger than they are right now. That is why I have come to extend a hand of friendship to ask for your partnership to defeat communism, defeat Marxism, and defeat crooked Joe Biden, who is destroying our country. He's destroying our country. We can be libertarian or anything else. This man is destroying our country.
Let's indulge in the "We Want Trump" for a minute.
I'm still marveling at the hair. Like, the quantity of comb over that he participates in is just epic, man. Just shave it. Like, come on.
And by the way, why isn't Joe Biden here speaking to you tonight? You know why? Why isn't he? Because he can't put 2 sentences together.
Maybe he was smarter than you. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's why he's not here.
Fire on.
Fire up.
The fact is, we should not be fighting each other. If Joe Biden gets back in, there will be no more liberty for anyone in our country. Combine with us in a partnership. We're asking that of the libertarians. We must work together. Combine with us. You have to combine with us. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. We cannot give crooked Joe Biden 4 more years. Today's radical left Democrat Party is not a Democrat Party of years ago, which still wanted big government, but at least believed in tolerance and free speech. Joe Biden's radical left Democrat Party is a fascist movement that wants to throw you in jail If you post a meme they don't like, they want to throw you in jail if you do something that isn't quite to their liking. What you're witnessing under Biden is a toxic fusion of the Marxist left, the deep state, the military-industrial complex, the government security and surveillance services, and their partners, all merging together into a hideous perversion of the American system. And that's exactly what it is.
He's mostly right there, yeah, sure.
The fact is that Joe Biden is a threat to democracy. My mission is to liberate our nation from these fascist frauds and to rescue our democracy, to restore our republic, and to evict crooked.
Like, wasn't that the blue line for forever? But I guess now they're just trying to reclaim it or something. Like, no, you're the fascist.
I think he's trying to come off centrist. A lot of the stuff I've heard him talk about lately, he's been criticizing the extremists on both sides, which, you know, communists and fascists. He's the sensible middle.
Look at Joe Biden from the White House so that America can be a free nation once again. He's the worst in history. The Biden regime censors its critics, spies on its opposition, takes away the bank accounts of U.S. citizens as an extra form of punishment, persecutes Christians and patriotic parents, and is currently trying to put the leading candidate for president in jail. That happens to be me. While imposing a strict gag order in order to keep me from talking about their crimes and their unconstitutional acts. They want to get rid of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, due process, the right to a fair trial, and the right to counsel, all the while pushing wealth confiscation and waging endless and unnecessary wars all over the globe. Anyone can talk about defending freedom, but I've actually put everything on the line to resist these despots and these stuff.
Oh, he's never coming back.
And I stand before you tonight as your
His
best
ego
hope
cannot
of defeating
handle
the
what's happening to
weaponized
him right
Biden
now.
and the very evil regime that his people, because it's probably not him because he doesn't know where the hell he is, but that his people are pursuing. You can make the difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. Together we can make America freer than ever before for citizens of all backgrounds and all walks of life. We can unleash new hope, optimism, and energy. We can release limited government so that the people can have an unlimited future. United, we will be unstoppable. If we unite, we are unstoppable. I will be a true friend to libertarians in the White House.
Going great for him.
And I am proud to be the only president in 70 years who started no new wars. I took on the military-industrial complex. I broke the stranglehold on neocons and warmongers on the Republican Party. And instead of war, I made peace in the Middle East, something nobody thought was possible.
The Abraham Accords.
And dealt with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, where a nuclear war was guaranteed to start in a very short period of time if Hillary Clinton became president. You know, that would have been a nuclear war 100%. And you would have never had the October 7th attack in Israel. Would have never happened. And the attack in Ukraine by Russia would never, ever have happened. Wouldn't have happened. Hundreds of thousands and even millions of people would be living today. I unbound the United States from globalist agreements that surrendered our sovereignty. I withdrew from the Paris Accord. I withdrew from the anti-gun UN arms treaty. And I withdrew from the corrupt and very expensive World Health Organization. Not a good thing.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And this is so important, but I passed the most significant criminal justice reform in history. And perhaps my proudest accomplishment is to have exposed the depth of corruption in the Washington swamp. Thanks to me, the entire world knows that the deep state is real, and the lamestream media, is fake. It's fake. A great libertarian who may very well be in the room right now, I believe, but he's a great libertarian, D. Roy Murdoch, who I've become friends with through his writings in the American Spectator and numerous other places, wrote an article yesterday in which he mentions just some of the things that make me a libertarian without even trying to be one. That's nice. D. Roy wrote,
Have you heard of this guy?
Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party
No.
at its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice.
The Libertarian Party nominating
nice.
Trump.
That's a +1 for the audience.
Only if you want to win.
Only if you
Only
want
if
to
you
win.
want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
Maybe you don't want to
You
win.
don't want to win. Thank you, D. Roy.
Let's just say,
Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
oh, now he's talking crap. He's had enough of your shit. He's had enough of you. Keep getting your 3% and boo me. That's hilarious.
Yeah. What a -1, but I guess it's technically not like a policy position. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought the points were supposed to be like for or against
True.
libertarian positions. It's a game, guys. Don't take it so seriously. It's loose, okay? We're just having fun. I will say that I love having let me show you this.
Become ungovernable sign. Yeah.
With the anarchist symbol in it and everything behind this guy with all these eyeballs on it. That's cool. I like that. Good job, Pahtay, for making that happen. Well done.
The reasons for doing so, policy and politics, are as solid as the Hope Diamond. D. Roy says this event is very unprecedented, he said. As the Cato Institute president, Peter Gotler, observed in Thursday's Washington Post, it will be the first time in U.S., think of this, first time in U.S. history that a presidential candidate of a rival party will address the convention of a party that is presumably gathering to nominate its own candidate. Now I think you should nominate me or at least vote for me, and we should win together.
Yeah. A little hint.
You heard those words. Nominate me or vote. Vote for me. Because the libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important.
Okay. So that was a lie. That's just
Because we have to get most of them will. For me. Because the libertarians want to vote for me, and most of them will. And it's very important. Because we have to get rid of the worst president in history. And together we will. And without it, there's a risk that we could have 4 more years. We won't have a country left. So what is the purpose
Good.
of
That's
the
what we
Libertarian
want.
Party getting 3%? What is the reason to take a chance of having this horrible president destroy our country, which he will do in far less than 4 years? It's not going to take 4 years. That is why I'm committing to you tonight that I will put a libertarian in my cabinet and also libertarians in senior posts.
interesting.
Pretty good.
These are politicians' promises, but still interesting.
That's pretty big. Or you can keep going the way you have for the last long decades and get your 3% and Meet again, get another 3%. No, you want to make yourself winners. It's time to be winners. You have a lot of common sense. It's time to be winners. So I'm asking for the well, think of it. I'm asking for the Libertarian Party's endorsement, or at least lots of your votes, lots and lots of Libertarian votes.
He's trolling him to this point.
Four-year, very outstanding presidential record. Much of my record is Libertarian.
Okay, the signs are obnoxious.
As an example,
We're gonna Oh, is that the guy that's gonna get kicked out for blocking the camera?
Hey, where is D-Roy?
Is that what he was doing?
D-Roy, where are you? He's
He
great.
didn't come.
I like D-Roy. I've liked him for a long time, and he is a libertarian.
D-Roy
Thank
isn't
you,
here for
D-Roy.
you.
Thank you. D-Roy wrote, the $1.5 trillion Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was America's largest infusion of tax release. That's the largest tax relief ever. It sliced individual tax rates for all taxpayers and slashed corporate tax rates from a punishing 35% to a globally competitive, and much more than that, only 21%, way down. It was the largest tax cut in the history of our country. Now you can like it or you don't have to like it. Immediate expensing of business equipment and other reductions fueled the best economy that our country has ever had. For 4 years, we had the best economy our country has ever had. Black and Hispanic unemployment reached the best levels in history. Female joblessness slid to levels unseen before. Black poverty collapsed to record lows. And all of the things, income inequality shrank, and it shrank at levels we've never witnessed. Between 2016 and 2019, real median household income grew. These were the Trump years. 16.4%, the highest ever, to almost $10,000 per family. Think of that.
Christian meant the state needed to end, not the country as a landmass or a society. Try and be a little charitable here.
Number two, Trump cut red tape as never before. He promised to kill 2 old regulations for every new one. And in fact, he ended up actually scrapping 8 for 1. And he was going to 12 to 1 and doing numbers that were unbelievable. Thank you, D-Roy. D-Roy is, and I'm actually just quoting from the article that came out today from D-Roy Murdoch. He said, number 3, Trump fully restrained inflation. We had practically none. Prices were rising just 1.4% as he left office. And this was a fraction of the 9% inflation that lying Joe Biden repeatedly claims Trump handed him. No, he said we handed him no. It went up to 9% after he took over the White House and created all the inflationary acts.
I do enjoy the nicknames he gives people. That's kind of hilarious. It's a good tactic.
As Trump departed, was 2.77% versus the almost 9% today. And you, by the way, even if you pay 9%, you can't get any money. There's no money available. Trump's drill, baby, drill approach fostered energy independence, which we've never had before. Low fuel and electricity prices helped moderate inflation and propel economic growth. But all of these things have now skyrocketed. They have skyrocketed to levels never seen. Inflation has hit us harder than it's probably ever hit us before, and people are suffering because of it. Trump promoted parental rights and school choice. Trump's education
department, constant audience yelling is a little obnoxious.
That turned on-campus sexual harassment accusations into de facto criminal convictions.
Basically.
You know all about that.
Rowdy.
Who else would
be
do
one
that
word
for you?
for it.
Trump restored due process to the he said, she said minefield for your children. I know many, many people, what they've gone through with that is they've gone through hell. In a powerful blow, Trump required universities to respect the First Amendment lest they lose their federal funds. I said, you don't respect the First Amendment, we're taking away all of your federal funding. Trump torpedoed Obamacare's individual mandate and got rid of many of its taxes. Medical price transparency empowered consumers to shop for health care services and compare costs. And this is one of the biggest things that's happened, and it's reducing the price of drugs and everything related to drugs and medical care at levels not seen before. This will soon be happening. The competition is now slowing what we're ballooning health care expenses. Trump signed right to try.
Like, get me out of here.
Terminally ill patients now can receive experimental and possibly life-saving treatments. And when at death's door, what do these suffering Americans have to lose? What do they have to lose, you ask? They are so thousands and thousands of people are now living because of right to try. Trump nominated some 300 constitutionalist federal judges, a record,
reading the article
including
about
a
himself.
seldom seen 3 Supreme Court justices in one presidential term. Very rarely seen before, if ever. Trump canceled and defunded federal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and other state-funded racism schemes. The VA Mission Act, which Trump signed, lets military veterans receive federally funded medical care.
If this is the guy they
in the
dragged
private
out,
sector. If delays prevent
fully
their
support this
treatment
action.
in VA hospitals, in other words, if they're delayed, they can go out and get a private doctor. We pay the bill. They go out, they get a private doctor, they get better. People were waiting online for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, and not anymore. Trump signed a measure that streamlined dismissals of federal bureaucrats who abuse America's beloved veterans. He got NATO countries to pay hundreds of billions of dollars more for their protection. The only president who did so, and substantially reducing what we were forced to pay. We got them to pay, other nations to pay hundreds of billions of dollars that they weren't paying. No other president was able to do that, reducing very substantially what we paid. During the Trump administration, we had peace through strength, no wars other than the complete and total destruction of ISIS. And DeRoy ended by saying that most libertarians would say this is a non-exhaustive roster of accomplishments like no other, that it truly shines. So again, DeRoy, thank you very much. DeRoy Murdoch, I appreciate it. We could not have written that better. And as you say, there were many other things we did that were quite libertarian also. So I want to thank you very much. That was a great article.
Bans.
Thank you. DeRoy Murdoch, thank you. When I return to the White House, we will break the deep state grip on our democracy once and for all. I did far more than any other president in that regard. As an example, I inherited James Comey, a terrible, terrible person from the Obama administration. And very early on, I fired him and lots of others at the FBI, in addition to thousands and thousands of corrupt and unnecessary people throughout our government. And now we are going to finish the job. We will root out the sickness that has taken over our Justice Department, our FBI, and other agencies. Our goal will be nothing less than the rebirth of fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. Since the day he took office, Joe Biden has worked to persecute political dissidents, including conservatives, Catholics, and other Christians and opponents.
Didn't he have something to do with Assange?
Was it extradition order?
Yeah.
During his administration, right?
Talking about persecuting political dissidents?
Of his the day he took office, Joe Biden has worked to persecute political dissidents, including conservatives, Catholics, and other Christians and opponents of his weaponized state. Right now, the Biden DOJ is trying to put Christians in prison for 11 years for the crime of singing hymns The moment I win the election, I will appoint a special task force to rapidly review the cases of every political prisoner who has been unjustly persecuted by the Biden administration so that I can sign their pardons or commutations on day one.
Do we have any idea if this next part was planned?
Many of you.
Was this
As everyone
spontaneous?
knows, it will be.
What was planned?
His point that he. I mean, are we going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it? But
No, don't spoil it.
okay.
During the Trump administration, CIA Director Mike Pompeo and Attorney General Jeff Sessions stepped up pursuit of Assange. Law enforcement officials wanted to learn about his knowledge of WikiLeaks. Blah blah blah. U.S. officials were preparing to file formal charges. Yeah, I'm not sure he should be talking about political.
Well, maybe he's
my
had a
great
change of
honor.
heart.
Yeah.
To pardon the peaceful January 6 protesters, or, as I often call them, the hostages. They're hostages. There has never been a group of people treated so harshly or unfairly in our country's history. This abuse will be rectified, and it will be rectified very quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of...
Oh, man.
On June 6, 2017, Assange supported NSA leaker who'd been arrested. On August 2017, U.S. Republican Congressman Dana Rohrabacher visited Assange and told him that Trump would pardon him on condition he would agree to say that Russia was not involved in the 2016 Democratic National Committee email leaks.
times quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
Guys. It's a politician making political promises on a campaign trail. Calm down.
Yep.
That is my message for Twitter. Awesome
I mean,
that he's putting it in the spotlight. Awesome that Free Ross is trending on Twitter. But y'all need to calm down.
imagine if he does win and he doesn't commute Ross.
I would
mean,
not be
holy-
surprised even a little bit.
It better be a fucking meltdown. That's all I can say.
Yeah. So I think this is a +2. Maybe
Oh,
even
if
a
it did
+3.
happen,
No, I mean just for saying the words, I think it's a +2. Even though it's I mean, everything else we've heard about has been politicians' promises, and we've given them points.
Mhm.
So I think we have to give it to him too. He gets 2 for that. It's awesome. This is awesome. I mean, it's cool that he said it. I don't have any compunctions or belief that he's going to do it. I think everybody needs to calm down. This is a politician trying to get elected. Also, Trump's got an ego the size of the planet, and you guys just spent an hour booing him. If there's any promises he's going to break, it's going to be the ones he made to you. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying you shouldn't have booed him for that or because of that, but yeah, calm down. Is Ross innocent from a libertarian perspective? Hell yes, he is. Is the assassin angle false? Yes, because the people, if it's even true that he actually did put out assassination contracts on those people, it was against people that were extorting him. And absent any ability to use any white market justice system, he used the black market justice system against people that were extorting him. If any of that even happened. I'm happy to talk at length about that. I think I've done a video on that specific, I did a deep dive video on that specific thing a long time ago as well. So yes, Ross is clean. That's epic, though. Cannot complain about that. That is epic.
He's already served 11 years. We're going to get him home.
That's how you know it wasn't it was pre-planned. So he wasn't just responding off the cuff to the audience because he knew the details of the case. So he planned to do that.
I'm proud that I have put forward a detailed plan to smash the censorship and industrial complex and restore free speech. On day one, I will sign.
What was it?
It said lie. It was in the bottom left.
I have put forward. Get him home. We're gonna get him home. I'm proud that I have put forward a detailed plan to smash the censorship and industrial complex and restore free speech. On day one, I will sign an executive order banning federal agencies from colluding to censor the lawful speech of American citizens. And we will remove the rogue bureaucrats who conspire to take away your First Amendment freedoms. We will do that quickly. I will once again slash a record number of liberty-destroying regulations. I will stop Joe Biden's plan for...
I would give him a point for that, but it wasn't in any way specific. He's like, I will do liberty. Sorry, I don't give you a point for that.
The largest tax... He is going to give you the largest tax increase in the history of our country. And I will end that. And I will make the Trump tax cuts the biggest in the history of our country. We will make them permanent tax cuts. We will also stop the massive Biden inflation tax, a stealth tax by which crooked Joe Biden is printing trillions and trillions of dollars and plundering it for the cronies and political friends that he's got all over Washington. And we will cancel the Green New Deal, which is the Green New Scam. It's a big scam. We will terminate crooked...
Yeah, sorry, I'm still finding more information about this Assange thing, because I think it's a direct contradiction that he's making here. According to Jason Bassler, Free Thought Project, Trump charged Assange with 17 additional counts of violating the Espionage Act. So I haven't fact-checked Jason, but yeah.
Joe's insane electric vehicle mandate. And we're going to bring your energy costs down by 60 and 70% because we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We will eliminate illegal government discrimination, return to a society based on individual rights and individual merit.
We want Trump, I think, is what they're saying.
Yeah. Oh, it turned into an end the Fed chant.
Okay, +1 for the audience.
And I will also stop Joe Biden's crusade to crush crypto. We're going to stop it.
I will also end the Federal
ensure
Reserve.
that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote.
That's important. That's a
I will
win.
keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin.
That's a
and
win.
I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Ah, okay. That's another one.
I will
Anti-CBDC,
also
good for him.
immediately end the humanitarian disaster on our southern border. We will end it quickly. You cannot have capitalism and also have open borders because you will soon be turned into a socialist nation, then a poor nation, and finally you will be a failed nation. By ending the border crisis, which we will do immediately, we will save freedom, prosperity, and capitalism in America. And before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. So we
Steve Aru, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
quit spending hundreds of billions of
Blow
dollars
smoke
to
up
fight
my
other
ass.
people's wars, and so that we start immediately saving thousands and thousands of lives. And I am committed to restoring peace and restoring stability and to stopping Joe Biden's march to World War III. You know you're being led right into World War III. You know that. You're going to have World War III, and it'll be a war like no other because of the weaponry, the massive weaponry.
It'll be the biggest war.
It will be a
Huge.
war like no other. We will stop it.
We
I'm
will
the
stop
only one that's
war.
going to be
I
able
am
to
the
stop it.
only
I will
one.
protect American sovereignty from the creeping hands of global government.
The
And
memes
as
are
we
real,
speak,
man.
Joe Biden's minions are in Geneva, secretly negotiating to surrender more of our liberty to the World Health Organization. Drafts of the agreement show that they want to subjugate America to foreign nations, attack free speech, empower the World Health Organization to redistribute American resources. They're going to take our money and send it all over the world to other countries that we need for our own citizens in the event of a pandemic. And it can happen again. I am hereby demanding that Joe Biden submit these monstrosities to the Senate as treaties. They have to be submitted as treaties because he cannot be allowed to do that. Destroy our country, he is. If he does not, I will rip them up and throw them out on day one.
He went yoga, destroyed our country, he is.
Of the Trump administration. On education, we will cut federal funding for any school pushing Marxist and communist race and gender theories on our children. We will keep men out of women's sports.
It would have been a huge spray.
And I will
Nobody
not give
sprays
one
like
penny
me.
to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. We will shut down our out-of-control federal Department of Education and give it back to the states and local
That's a plus one. If we're making promises, that's a plus one.
I will return power to the states, local governments, and to the American people. I am a believer in the 10th Amendment. I will always defend religious liberty and the right to keep and bear arms.
Well, bump stocks.
And I will secure our elections.
I think we're being too charitable to Trump compared to how we were to
every
the previous
freedom lover
libertarians.
here today,
Very
and all across our land, I say,
this is very true.
This is
We've
no
been way more charitable
ordinary
to him.
election.
Not
Freedom
good.
itself is at stake. This will be
It's a
the
blatant
most
outside.
important election in the
He
history
doesn't
of our
pretend to be a
country.
libertarian.
Yeah.
So if you want to strike a blow against the corrupt system in Washington, if you want to send a message to all of the people who want to take away your liberty, then right now in this election, we need your help. We need your support. When I'm in the White House,
it's
you
almost
will
over.
always find an open door to the Oval Office. Together, we are taking on some of the most menacing forces and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. But no matter how hateful or corrupt the communists and criminals we're fighting are, and they are vicious and they are corrupt, you must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you, belongs to you. This is your home, this is your heritage, and our American liberty is your God-given right. 2024 is our final battle. With your help, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. And we will drain the swamp, and we will restore and rescue our country from these tyrants and villains once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the great liberation of America begins on November 5th, 2024. It will be the most important day in the history of our country. And the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. I want to thank you. I want your support.
You hear this
And
crap your
again,
whole life,
you can
and
either
it's just all
nominate
nonsense.
us and put us in the position or give us your votes. I would say nominate or give us your votes, but we want libertarian votes because you stand for what we stand for, and don't waste a vote. And don't allow the worst president in the history of our country to come back and do the final destruction of America. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless you.
That was him. Orange man came to the party. The Pahtay.
The party. Yes, party.
So I know I missed some, and my collectivist counter is at 67. So
yeah.
Lots of we's. We, us, we, us, we, you, your.
Wanted to end with this tweet from Bassler. So Trump pledged to put a libertarian in his cabinet. He also pledged to lock her up, build the wall. Mexico will pay for it, drain the swamp, and balance the debt. Yeah, these are politicians, people. These are politicians. Sir, I think that's the end of what we're going to watch today, unless there's any other memes that you're aware of that deserve our time.
No, we've covered the overwhelming majority, I think, of it. Unless you wanted to watch Emotions for 8 hours. That was, I think, the meat of... Yeah.
Look, yeah, like, it's weird. It's weird and not weird to address this stuff on an anarchy-focused channel. But it's not weird, because these are the people representing our ideas, and it's important that we watch what they're doing and call them out when they get it wrong, and critique and rebut their candidates that are speaking on our behalf, whether or not we want them to. We're putting counter content out there to sort of correct the lens for people that are able to watch. So this stream, I think when we're done here, I want to do one thing real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Christian, if you need to go, you're welcome to, have your last word and bounce. I wanted to quickly show off our Polynom server, because I don't think many of our viewers know that it exists yet. So Polynom is an app for those that are, it's like Discord, it's like Matrix, except it's better than all those, self-hosted, quantum cryptography, really cool stuff. This is where our community is going to be focused going forward. They just released their 1.0. So stop by our Discord server, link to that'll be in the description, and we can give you the information on how to join our Polynom server. I just wanted to give a quick shout out for that.
No, I mean, it was, I think I think it was you who I was speaking to about it, or I messaged you on Twitter or something, and I was like, I've been a self-avowed libertarian for years, and just before this, I didn't even know who was running. It's one of the realities of being an anarchist is that you have groups of people who want to take the ideological principles that makes your position so compelling and then try to apply a status lens to that for this like efficacy idea we talked about before. And it almost, they do a very poor job at it, is the universal consensus on that. Because the people who would be the best at it are not interested in what the Pahtay is selling. They're not going to sip their tea. They're not going to play their games because they know that it doesn't have the value that they're looking for, or at least it doesn't correspond to their own values.
Yeah, it's also it's important to remember, because it's easy to get very dismissive is not the word, agitated with the Pahtay and with these libertarians or anarchists that are involved in this stuff. Look, if there were 30 of us in the world, the focus on our principles would be very narrow. But necessarily all ideologies, as they grow, the bell curve pops up and grows. And as the bell curve grows, the farther out on the extremities are people's ideas that use those labels. And you can't avoid that. This is why labels and language constantly gets diluted and messed with. It's just going to happen. The past year or two, especially with Argentina electing an ANCAP president, our ideas are getting more attention than they've ever gotten before. And as such, you're going to start seeing a lot more people identifying with our labels, libertarian, ANCAP, etc. And necessarily, there's going to be more people on the extremities that are wrong about our ideas. And we will be more effective if we politely, constructively correct them than if we're just constantly invective and angry about it. It's going to happen. This is just how humans work. They glom onto ideas and they bring their own baggage to them. And the more people identify under a label, the more blurry it gets. Just expect it. It's going to happen. You're going to have MAGA Trump people calling themselves ANCAPs. I promise you. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, it means we're failing and we're not growing. Like that's what that means, unfortunately. Cool, guys. It was fun. I enjoyed the live stream. Hope you guys did too. And thanks for hanging out, Christian. It was good to see you again. We have 2 or 3. We have 2 streams with you coming up soon. At least 2.
Yeah.
And not streams, video shows, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to tease those yet? Yes, we do. One is going to be on Spooner's conception of natural law, which is kind of far down on our list of the philosophies that we've critiqued. We've done Passio's conception of natural law. We've done Rothbard's conception of natural law. But we're working our way down. And this is one that has been recommended to us that people do believe in. Unfortunately, it's not really.
Not too many spoilers now.
Okay, fair. I'll stop. So Christian and I are going to read Spooner's conception of natural law and critique it. That's one show that's coming up. What's the other one?
AI and people owning their voices, allegedly. Scarlett Johansson specifically.
Yes, let's do that. Then, and maybe even more immediately important to you guys, tomorrow I am recording a chat with Walter Block and his co-author on his extremely controversial writings on the Israeli-Palestine conflict. I will be challenging him significantly on a lot of the things that he said. He and Hoppe went back and forth. For those that don't know, Hoppe basically revoked his Block's libertarian card.
Took his L card.
we're gonna get into that one. I'm definitely going to challenge him. I definitely disagree with him on a lot of the things that he said. That's going to be a good talk. The only people that will see the chat as it happens tomorrow are our supporters. If you are a supporter, you need to join our Polynom server where you will be given access to the secret stream link to watch the chat as it happens. Everyone else, you will get an edited version up to a week later. So that is the situation. If you want to be a supporter, that'd be awesome. We appreciate that. We need money to pay for things like producers and editing and all that good stuff, social media work. Please consider looking at in the description of this video for a link. Become a supporter, and you will get access if you agree to the rules of the behind-the-scenes supporter streams. And so one of a big one will be happening tomorrow. Wanted to let you guys know about that. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Thanks, Christian. Thanks, everybody watching.
Woo!
Peace.
Excellent.
Love and anarchy.
Be simple for you.